Next one would be PantherG Kampfwagen 2 ASUS. Zdravo, Rockill here, welcome back to another video of Heroes and Generals. This is just a little quick tutorial thing that I can tell you how to do stuff. So, if you're a tanker and you're like, I really want to know where the weak spots are of all of the tanks, because this is not like, I guess, enlisted, that you just aim and the crosshair becomes green where the weak armor is. So I have no clue where the weak armor is. So the best thing is for me to tell you just maybe downloading War Thunder and look at those type of tanks. It's not exactly the same, but it is pretty much similar enough. So if you want to do quick research, I guess you can join my Discord. Someone did post, I think it was HK, who posted every single weak spot of every tank. And if you found that one site that shows every tank's weak spot, and then you realize, wait, where are all the super heavy tanks? No, heavy anti-tankers. What's their armor? I would recommend probably just downloading War Thunder and check it out with me right now. So, the first tank I couldn't really find, but we can do the rest, because the first one is the first. It's probably very, let's say everything is green, maybe something orange like a cannon or whatnot, who knows. So yeah, so basically that's that. So the first tank for Soviets, I did find a similar one. It's T26 model. I couldn't find the same amount of year, but it's similar enough. So this tank is T26. What I do is go customize, and basically I click armor here. Right? This is very similar tank, probably not exactly the same, but it's similar enough. So you just go to armor, and this is basically its armor type. As you can see, you can 360, cannon is on a little red, it's 20 millimeters, 15 millimeters, 15 millimeters, 4 millimeters, and so on and so forth. And you can check every single thing, and you can even x-ray it to see where the parts are, where the ammo is, and stuff like that, if you care that much. But yeah, soldiers don't really matter in Heroes and Generals because you have only one, and you can see also like stuff like that. You can check every single thing, even though this is not exactly the same tank, it's similar enough to T26. So the next one would be BT7 model 1937. I couldn't find the exact year. I think it was like 1 year lower, but here it is. So here is BT7. If we go to armor, this is what he looks like. You can check like every single thing, cannon 20 millimeters. Sometimes this makes no sense, but I guess you're playing the same type of tanks, it's pretty much the same. So yeah, here are the parts. You can see they have extra fuel tank, radiators and stuff. Jeez. Okay, interesting. No, I thought this was like just more armor stuff, but I guess I was wrong. External fuel tank and stuff like that. So yeah, that's BT7. For the next one is T70. I did find, I think, the exact same tank, but I'm not sure. So here it is. Voila, T70 right here. This is how it looks like. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same thing. So here's the armor. This is supposed to be the last light tank, super strong and stuff. And yeah, here's all his weak spots and stuff. Pretty good if I say so myself. So moving on to the medium armor. There is my Choo Choo Charles. I couldn't find the exact year. I think this was again 1 year older than what I could find. Yeah, I couldn't find the exact year, but this is 1 year older. But yeah, it's basically the same thing, to be honest. Wow. Let's see, armor 10 millimeters. This for a medium tank, this I guess it does have. I guess frontal armor is really good. Cannon is really good. Ooh. But yeah, the rest, paper mache. And here's the X-ray, of course, where all the parts are at. Next up is T3476. I couldn't really find this model guy, but I found the best second thing. Here is the best second thing. This is, I think, 1 year over or lower, but yeah, this is its armor, really good medium tank if you want one. I would say from my experience in Heroes and Generals, it's pretty good. Here are all the weak spots, what everything is and stuff, and the cannon. Let's see the cannon. what is the millimeter? Doesn't say the armor. Oh, weird. Oh well. Oh yeah, because I'm at the armor area. So this is the armor. So front, really good. Side, it's semi-decent. Back, like, ooh, damn. It's really goodly protected, if I say so myself. Ooh, damn. Next up is the T3485. I think I found the exact one. But yeah, here it is. Well, here it is, T3485, right here. See, very similar. I think it is the exact one. Yeah, so armor, pretty good. Look at that top armor, Jesus. 93 millimeters, dang. Canon, 30 millimeters, sheesh. Oh no, that's the millimeter. Oh, no, I have no clue what I'm looking at. Damn. Okay, interesting. Damn, in the back is thick, boy. Maybe because I'm looking at sideways? If you shoot directly here, that's how much armor you need to go through. It depends what area you're looking from. The angle actually matters. Who would know that? But yeah, that's the T34, the last medium tank. So moving on to heavy tanks. KV85. For the KV85, I couldn't really find anything about it, but I found, I guess, the most similar one. Never mind, I found the exact one, I think. So here he is. As you can see, pretty good armor, if I do say so myself. Cannon really weak, but the rest pretty good. I would say this is a really good tank for Heroes and Generals if you want to play a heavy tank, because it's very cheap and it's pretty good. Good cannon, good ammunition, very good tank. And now for the main attraction, IS-2. Everybody knows it. Slow shooting, but very powerful tank. Here it is, IS-2, the very powerful tank that everybody loves and everybody hates, because it reloads very slowly. Oh, it doesn't have that much armor, did I not? Well, it's still 100 armor, except for this. This one is really good armor. Around 100. If it's red and green, it's... oof. That's just the angle. Dang. The cannon, pretty good if I say so myself. Really good armor, very powerful. The best way to kill a Tiger King. Best tank for it. So yeah. Oh yeah, forgot to check X-ray stuff for other tanks. Oh well. If you just download the fucking game, War Thunder, and you can check it out yourself wherever you want to do so. So yeah, pretty neat. So now, tank destroyers. My favorite tank is Su-76M. Here's my baby boy, as everyone knows and sees, the one and true, my favorite tank in the entire game. So yeah, it's armor, very cheap, very shit, not that great, but it is a great way to kill medium tanks for very, very cheap. I would say the US wants at least 360 turning, so I would probably recommend playing US tank destroyers. It's the first one at least. So yeah, here's all the weak spots, and yeah, pretty good tank if I say so myself. Weak spots everywhere because it's a filthy weak armor guy, but it's still a really good tank because it's strong and also weak at the same time. The next up is Su-85. I was scared I wouldn't find it, but here he is. Why does it have a logo? Who knows? Armor, really good frontal armor, I guess. The side armor is pretty decent as well. It's just not that great, but yeah. Back armor also pretty good plated, but yeah. Weak spots though. The bottom mostly, and the back as well has a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's the tank destroyer that I usually never use. The second tank destroyers I usually never use. And now, the tanks you all been waiting for. The heavy tank destroyers, Su-100. Su-100, the heavy tank destroyer. Really tanks for sniping from really far away. Even though some heavy tanks do that as well, because they have a double scope in Heroes and Generals, but yeah. Armor, frontal armor, the best armor it can have, so always be face first, don't be the side. It looks like it's very weak, but the cannon is very long and very powerful, so frontal armor is the best. It has everything in the back, very simple, very neat, yada yada, and so on and so forth. So yeah, try to be face first. So that's all the Soviet tanks. We're gonna move on to US tanks and do Germany tanks last. So US tanks. I actually found the first tank here is the big boy double cannon guy. So yeah, Jesus Christ, why is his armor red? But it's not really that thick. But yeah, I guess if you're playing this type of tanks, I guess those parts are very hard. So shoot at the back. The side is pretty decently armored, but it's pretty simple at all. The angle is what it matters mostly, but yeah, 15mm armor. But yeah, I guess it cannot bounce that much if it's just that thickness. Oh well, so yeah, that's interesting. Here's the first actual tank you're gonna actually drive in the US. I will say this is a really good tank for farming like credits and stuff, because this tank is fast, it has pretty decent armor, because of the angles and stuff. I really have a hard time shooting him, as you can see here. That is pretty good bottom armor, dang. The thickness and the cannon, very good protected, very small cannon, very fast tank. You cannot go wrong with the M5A1. M24 Chaffee right here, the last light tank. Really powerful, I do say so myself. Good in everything. I would really recommend using this, even though it's a little bit expensive for heroes in general. It's really good where it needs to be armored. Pretty decent tank all around. But yeah, it also has some weak spots at the back. So try to be face first, I guess. So yeah. Medium tanks is the M3 Lee, one of my favorite tanks for fun. I like this tank in Heroes. It's a little bit different, but it's basically the same tank. Because you can have your teammates all in one tank, the whole squad I think, all 4 of them, if not 3. I think 4 even. And yeah, it's pretty good armored, shitty cannon because it doesn't move that much. It has a top like minigun and a topper minigunner. Actually, it's a normal cannon with a minigun and then another minigun. It's a really fun tank if you have friends, and it's fun all around. So yeah, really recommend if you have friends to play with this, even though it's not that great of a tank. I couldn't find an M4A1 Sherman, but I found the best second thing. This is supposed to be the same tank, but it is 76W, whatever that means. But at least it's very similar, so you can probably use the same stats as for that one, even though it's a little bit different. Here's the X-ray, the back, usually always the weak spot, and yeah, pretty good tank if I say so for a medium, even though I don't use it much. M4A3E8 Jesus Sherman. This is a really good tank, didn't use it much at all to be honest, because I'm more of a tank destroyer guy. For this specific tank I could not find anything about it. You need to join my Discord to see its armor. It's the last medium tank. It is probably really good but very expensive. So we can move on to the Sherman Jumbo. Basically same thing but a lower E rank, but it is a heavy tank. It's similar to this one. This heavy tank is not that great to be honest from what I used it for, but it is better than the last heavy tank for the US. Has good armor, good penetration, is cheap as well. So yeah, really recommend it to use this one instead of the last heavy tank. And further ado, the last heavy tank, M26 Pershing. This one was the closest one I could find, as you can see. Pretty goodly armored, but yeah, it's really not good tank. It is the weakest tank, the weakest armor, the weakest damage tank in the game. No, it's a little bit stronger than the Tiger King, but the Tiger King's armor is way too good, so I would not recommend using this tank at all. So yeah, just use the first heavy tank in Heroes in general. Tank destroyers, M10 tank destroyer. Voila, here he is. This is a little bit different, but well, close enough to be honest. I would say this is the best the best tank destroyer because it has a 360 turret. Even though it's not really the best, it just is the best and the cheapest. So here it's his weak spots. It's yeah. The next one is better, but It depends on your skill. So the next one is M18 Hellcat. This is the fastest tank in the game, really strong against any tank as long as you can position yourself perfectly. Here's the best thing, the best one that I could find. This is M18 GMC. It's basically similar, I would assume, but yeah, probably similar armor, even though it's not a tank destroyer. At least this one is not, I believe. So yeah, Hellcat is really powerful if you know how to position yourself. Really fast tank, really light armored, but is one of the best. Oh yeah, US had 2 tank destroyers. One is M36. This one is the closest one I could find. It's very similar, I would say. Armor, frontal armor really good, but everything else is really weak. That's why they make another one. So the other one is M36B1. I could only find the 32 one be higher than the other one, but I would say it's the same thing. It has a little bit more armor, probably more damage from the cannon and stuff like that. I would say this is the second, the better version of the first one. So yeah, really cool, really neat. Let's move on. So Germany is one of the most popular tankers in the game. I think this one is the closest one to that one, even though it's a golden boy. So yeah, it's pretty similar, I would say, but I don't think it is this heavily armored. But yeah, it's very similar to this one. So yeah, this is the closest I can find. It was really hard to find this one because the Panzer long name German tanks are very hard to understand. Next one would be Panzer Kampfwagen 2 ASUS. It seemed this one was actually the ASUS guy. Oopsie daisy, I was mistaken. I could not find the first tank. My bad. I think this one is the closest one to that tank, but I could be mistaken. Jesus Christ, they have so many tanks with so many similar names. You cannot tell which is what, to be honest. But yeah, here it is, the best I could find. And the last light tank is our ASUS L, whatever that means. I couldn't really find the right one. It has a smaller cannon, but it's similar looking than this one. This is the third one, F, but I need the second one, L. And I could not find that, so this one I guess is the best second thing I could find. I am sorry, I couldn't do better than this. Going to the medium tanks then, let's go. Kampfsturm blah blah blah, second of J1. I think it should be this one, exact one. But yeah, here he is, the first medium tank. I don't remember anything because I usually use the big boys. But yeah, here he is, very nice. Very cool. Next one would be this boy. Very heavy plated guy. Fort AUS H. Here it is in its full glory. Armored. Let's see what those plates do. It's just another layer of 5mm armor. I guess that's to stop RPG shots, if I'm not mistaken. Really good tank, especially at the beginning. Voila. Probably best way to shoot it from behind or from the top, because otherwise that armor is gonna block most of the explosives. Next up is the last medium tank. This one is very popular a bit from early players. Medium last tank. PantherG. Somehow I lucked out and I found him. Here he is in all its glory. And voila, that's his armor. Very thick frontal, but side armor and back armor is pretty weak. I can say maybe not, because that's his 40mm, but it's all the weak spots are in the back, and usually people just shoot in the middle in the thing here, even though he has still pretty good armor underneath that extra armor layer, because it goes all the way down. Maybe not, somewhat down, but yeah, that's the big boy. Heavy tanks, voila, this is one of the most iconic tanks. People call it Tiger. I assume this one is the most similar one, because this is the lowest medium tank. This is a really good one because he gets a double scope, and even though he's the first heavy tank, so yeah, really good beginner tank. Oof, really strong. Here the weak spots, usually all in the back, middle most ammo, and front pretty goodly safe and armored. So shoot at the back if you can. Everybody's favorite Tiger King, aka Tiger 2. Here it is, the most annoying tank in Heroes and Generals and mostly every other tank game. The most armored tank in the game. It looks like this one isn't really that armored, but it's still pretty armored. And I would recommend using an IS-2 if you wanna kill this piece of shit. Or a Hellcat. Or any heavy tank destroyers, that will help you a little bit. But remember, he does have the least amount of damage in all of the tanks, heavy tanks, but the armor is insane on this tank. Really hate playing against them. Here those spots, Jesus Christ, what does he have? Roll home armor, oh my god. Jesus, this guy is a problem. Big problem. So yeah, be aware, be wary of this tank. And now German tank destroyers. Here we are. Pz.PantherG 38T Hatzer. One of the most unique looking tanks. This one is a little bigger than the one that we have, but it's basically the same thing. I think it's the same. I could be wrong. Really good frontal armor, cannon protection, really good. And yeah, be careful of the area you shoot it from, because it will bounce like shit, like Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's this boy. And the last tank destroyer that is very iconic as well with their armors stuff. ASUS 3rd Estgut, whatever the name is. I think this one should be the one. It's a little bit different, but it's similar. So yeah, here he is, armored, pretty good armored, and it's a tank destroyer. Really good, very strong. Don't use it much because it's more expensive than the first one, but what can you do in situations when you need as much credits as possible? And now the last tank, the tank destroyer for Germany. It's PantherG Jaeger 5 Jet Panther. Really cool name. This is the closest one I could find with that shape, and it's this one, but this one has a little bit more armor, a little bit different name, but it is the same thing. Again, frontal armor, really important, has decent side armor, but it's still not as tough as its frontal armor. So yeah, just stay in front and shoot and watch out for the cannon, because looks like cannon is not that protective. That's all of the tanks in Heroes in General. Every single tank. If you want a little bit more, knowing more about it, usually people use this boy really often, and then Tiger King, this boy, and probably the last one would be the tank destroyer, just in case. But usually people also have a tank destroyer because it's more usually in the game. So yeah, but also I would recommend getting all of the tanks, 3 different tankers, having each different tank for different situations, so you can have every single tank ready for every single battle. So yeah, make 3 tankers when you can and get the tankers. Just I would recommend, if you do that, try to skip as many tanks as possible at the beginning, so you can basically just get to the most expensive one, like this 3 with this one, this 2, this one, this 2, and probably this one for the last one. So basically you can just put every single other tank that you didn't use that much but you use it for grinding into depot to put it on the next one, and then the last guy you can just buy the first tanks, and that's basically it. So yeah, thank you for watching, hopefully enjoy, give it a like, dislike, comment below, and see you in the next video. Bye.